something more unique and modified to what our needs are as a city and region. So I have a little bit of a presentation to try to inform people about what we're looking at in terms of Whitewater Park in our region. And so we can start with what a Whitewater Park is. And what a Whitewater Park is, essentially, is a natural stream setting, park setting, with enhanced riverbed features that create waves. As you saw in that clip, the kayaker coming down in and sitting in one place and surfing back and forth. That is what kayakers across the country and the world do. It's called technically freestyle, but it's surfing, and it's a tremendous amount of fun. And we search out places where we can go and spend the day doing it. And that's where the benefit comes to the town, that it brings people into your area to use. If you look at the picture at the bottom, that's a paddler surfing a wave in a river, in a park, and it's not much bigger than 2.5 feet tall. But there was probably within the day 50 other paddlers there paddling that day when that picture was taken. And so it doesn't take a lot of a feature. We're not talking monstrous waves and rapids and features. We're talking very small and actually very fairly beginner style. But because they are so predictable and convenient, people come from a long distance to make use of them. Other things that a Whitewater Park does, that's the destination aspect, the second bullet there. The other thing that it does is that it provides a tremendous fishing opportunity. Right behind, where that boat is sitting, and that little foam pile, behind that is a deeper section of water, and then it calms down. So what you get is an isolated area, a very typical textbook concept of the perfect stream habitat for fish. Fast water moving by, calm water, deep water. The fish live in the summer, and next thing you know, it's a perfect place for somebody to wet the line to go fishing. And I know that Mayor Carter can attest to that. The fishermen in Cascade are more than happy because the trout population has been doing very well as an improvement since they built their park. Continuing what a Whitewater Park is, a river park with streamside seating. This is in Truckee, and really when I go to places to paddle and see this, I'm the outsider, and I pull into a town and I drop into this park and I start kayaking, and what I see is there's kayakers there, but then I see local residents, families coming down because there's a network of trails that connect all these whitewater features through the park, and there's joggers and there's bikers and there's people walking, picnicking, and it's like we're meeting people from the town because they're experiencing their park in their way, and then the outsiders, the kayakers and the paddlers and canoers are coming in and experiencing the park in another way. So it really is a dual purpose concept. For the area residents, walking, jogging trails, wintertime snowshoeing cross-country trails, and for the paddlers, it is a destination to come in to paddle and kayak. What Port George Whitewater Park would not be, and this is part of the problem is people hear the word Whitewater Park and all kinds of things jump into our minds. And one of the biggest ones is that it's an amusement park. And really, it's the farthest thing from that. This is not a water slide, log flume, Hershey Park, action park type of a concept. This is a very natural streamside setting, natural park, some walking trails, and by no means mechanical in any form or fashion. On our committee, we have some of the biologists from the National Park Service and representatives from other agencies, and they, were very happy to understand that, the activity does not affect the management of the Delaware in any form or fashion. The water levels, the water heights, the discharge from the New York City reservoirs, nothing would have to change at all to make this a functioning whitewater park. And then, of course, floodplain integrity. lived here my whole life, very aware of the issues, lived through the '81 ice jam, and all of these actions are controlled by the general overseeing Army Corps of Engineers. And we're working closely with them, reaching out to them, so that when we start down this process, we're doing it the right way. And everything has to go through the agency's control, and it has to be modeled and proven that there's no floodplain issues. And then, of course, the fourth bullet there, environmental issues. All these whitewater parks have had the same common theme. They're built, and then all of a sudden, the environmental impact is extremely positive. You have tremendous fish population growth. You have, I believe they have in Cascade, all of a sudden they had sand cranes, I believe it was, showed up and starting to use the area as a nesting facility. And you have, you are encouraging or creating oxygen into the river system, which that is what keeps river systems alive. And so anytime you see whitewater, that is oxygen being created, and since we are essentially creating a whitewater park with features that develop whitewater, that's what oxygen is the ultimate result. Other uses of the whitewater park, and this one is coming out in an interesting way, is the swiftwater rescue. Any town, city that has a river system in it, they have swiftwater rescue teams, or Jervis does. And these are places that then are used to train because they're very predictable, they're very safe, they're stable. They come in, they can set up every Tuesday night. We're going to meet down here, we're going to establish a drill, and it's always here. It's always there to be used. And then it just makes them that much more prepared for issues that happen later on throughout the year. We've actually been called, the National Park Service reached out to a member of our committee saying, we heard you doing this, and there's quite a few swiftwater teams in Pennsylvania that are wanting to rent out your facility. And she had to take them back to court because it's not built yet. It's not, we're only discussing it, so hold on. But there's people eagerly thinking, Fort Jervis, can we come? Can we use this to train on? So that's an interesting concept. Other park uses, obviously, whitewater instruction and recreation. Mayor Carter has, which I did not know until I heard him speak, a tremendous concept. They go into their school systems and they have, part of the physical education classes, the kids take a swimming course, they have to take a river safety course through the Sheriff's Department, and then the town, through donations from the kayaking companies, because it's dealing with youth and children, they offer free, 10 two-hour lessons?
10 two-hour lessons.
10 two-hour lessons through the summer to the city's youth to learn how to kayak and learn how to use the river system. And then I believe they have all those kids who graduated 60 last year, and he was saying that a lot of those kids are coming back, and now they're volunteering at the park to help out the next group of young kids coming through. And I think that is a tremendous asset to any region. Whenever you bring in the youth and get them outside and get them to fall in love with their area, civic pride for the next generation, I think is something that is not quantifiable in terms of money. Fishing access and habitat. Any access that's easy for kayakers is also going to be easy for fishermen, and that is a positive also. And I can say that in the different parks traveling through the country, paddling that I've seen, it is the mother and the father on a picnic, and the father taking the son out to this very easily accessed pool to fish, just off the park, or the little kids fishing, not so much the $500 Jervis fly rod guys, which there are many of them also. But this is, I see more of the father-son issues fishing in these parks when I'm paddling in different places. And of course, stabilized bank erosion and sediment removal because of the rock seeding